About a month ago, the hardest map in BTD6, Tar Pits, was finally beaten in Chimps mode by none other than Density Destiny, who found pixel perfect placements for a submarine and mermonkey that could beat the early game rounds, which is what was stopping players from beating this map in the past. And since this discovery, I ended up taking on Tar Pits Chimps as well and beating it for myself using a Carpet of Spikes Lord of the Abyss strategy, which leads me to today's video, where I am once again revisiting Tar Pits, but with a crazy goal in mind, and that goal being the 2 megapops challenge. We have to complete a game of Chimps with more than 2 million damage dealt by only 1 tower. Now I know this is a very daunting task because beating Tar Pits in Chimps mode to begin with is almost impossible, but I'm going to try my best, and I have an upgrade which I think has a shot at it. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright, let's start the hardest 2 megapops challenge ever. Now first things first, we need to activate Tar Pits, so we're going to click this rock, then this one, then the one at the top, and the one at the bottom to make the map heaps harder. And the next thing I need to do is utilize the pixel perfect submarine and mermonkey spots, which the submarine spot should be right about here. And I think this is the mermonkey spot, but remember, we don't want to place the mermonkey yet. We have to do a mid-round placement to hit a snipe. So here we go. Wait. Now, we got the snipe, let's go. And we hit the second snipe. Okay. It is one of the biggest challenges with this map, just simply starting on it. That's why this map took forever to get beaten on Chimps mode. The start is horrendous. Either way, round 6 is beaten. Then round 7, we just need to get longer range on the submarine. And if my placements were correct, this with the mermonkey should also solo. Yes, sir. And round 8 is where things get interesting, because we need a mid-round placement with a dart monkey after we make $5 more. And the way you get this correct is by turning on extra large cursor and have a reference photo of where I want to hover my cursor to place the free dart monkey once I make enough money for it. Should be right around here, hopefully. All right, we're gonna start the round. Spam the upgrade to get my dart down. There we go. Now the thing with the dart monkey spot is even though you beat round 8, that doesn't necessarily mean you have the pixel perfect spot. But here's what you do in round 9. You upgrade this mermonkey to Trident efficiency, a little bit of faster attack speed. And hopefully this can defend. You need the submarine to hit some nice snipes as well, which it looks like it is currently. Ooh, nice snipe from the mermonkey, okay. We're hanging on. The amount of snipes you need for this Tar Pits early game is absolutely absurd, I've got to say. But the mermonkey and submarine are both making it happen. And I'm pretty sure starting around 10, this is when you can actually diverge with your defenses a little bit. You do need to add more defenses on this round, but the tower you add could be different depending on what you're trying to do. I think I will add a submarine personally, which we'll just have in this top section maybe, like here. Does this defend? It does defend, nice. And now I guess we can get into my overall strategy for this 2 megapops challenge. What upgrade am I going to attempt to get 2 million pops with? That upgrade, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the carry flagship. And the reason behind it is I did a lot of thinking of what would be the best upgrade. By the way, we need more defense round 12. And I do personally feel like the boat's going to be the best, just because it is very receptive to buffs. Like the Coda Arms Village is extremely good on the carrier flagship. And we can use Admiral Brickle to give the naval tactics bonus to the boat, which is really helpful too. So that's just my thought process with this at the moment. Either way, defending round 14. I'm not sure if we'll defend. First target on sniper. Oh, we do. Okay. $200 away, but I'm pretty sure round 15 is going to get me. There's pink balloons this round. Yeah, I'm very dead. Let's go for a second sniper then. Both on strong targeting, by the way. And see if this defends. Nope. Pink balloons are insane. Alright, what about adding 2 mermonkeys? Just slowly adding more and more until it works. But yeah, this is why it's going to be so difficult to get 2 million pops, because you have to spend money on a ton of random towers in the early game that are then going to steal pops throughout the entire match. And that's still not enough, but I think it can be enough with just slightly better spots or targeting. Please? I think we did, yes. And I'm hoping with this setup, we can just save for Brickle. We need to get Brickle down somewhat early. That way we have enough leveling where I can get the Brickle buffs needed for the later rounds. Which I think Brickle's going to be placed in round 18 here. As for Brickle's location, we'll have her more towards the top lanes, because I feel like I'm going to place the boat more towards the bottom lanes. This defends round 18, right? Yeah, we do. Hopefully the early game is somewhat solved now. The mermonkeys help out so much early. I'm definitely a fan of the $295 mermonkey change. And round 21 gets me, but at this point we can't afford that boat, which again, I think we're going to have about this location. And also, we do have level 3 Brickle at this point too, so I can technically use the naval tactics buff if I need. And probably get double shot on this boat next. Round 22 gets me though. Let's use naval tactics now. Also guys, just to give myself the best chance at this 2 megapops, I am using the time machine mod. So if I have like a bad ability timing or something, I can always go back and redo a round if necessary. The main question you're probably wondering though is what path thing do I want in this guy? And I think we're gonna get the bottom cross path on it, which might seem weird, but the extra pierce you get from the bottom path a lot of times is actually better than the grapes. And on top of that, it's going to allow me to do some things in the later game rounds, which are going to be really important. So you'll see that too. And now we're in full swing of things with Operation Save Up for Destroyer, which initially my plan was to get Destroyer up before some of the difficult early game rounds like 35 and 36. Ooh, that's probably going to be unlikely to happen though. By the way, for round 27, we can just use a Brickle ability at the end of this round. And that should be able to solo. Whenever this is active, our defenses are very strong. The submarines and the boat get buffed. I mean, we're what, halfway on the save up for Destroyer now? That's something. Sniper on strong, boat on first. There's a chance it's still not enough. We actually have to put the snipe, yeah. If the boat keeps missing. It really would be nice if I didn't need to get more camo for this round. Oh wait, we can use Brickle ability. I got that back, so that's going to increase the boat's attack speed to allow me to defend. The only issue is now that I've used Brickle ability, I might be dead round 34. I'm only like 500 hours away though from the Destroyer. Okay, I'm ready with Sniper Micro if I need to. I can put on first if it comes down to it. Oh, we're surviving. Wait. Come on. There we go. Destroyer's been bought. Oh my gosh, what a step. Now, the thing is, even though I have Destroyer, I don't think that necessarily makes the early game free. Especially because we don't have the Grape Shot path, which the Grape Shot path probably would be better for the early game. But as I said, the bottom path is going to be better later, which is more so what I'm concerned about. That's when most of the pops come around, you know what I'm saying? How do we look around 35? Round 36 is the main round I'm worried about. We actually did defend those rainbows though without a Brickle ability, which is huge. So that's a step in the right direction. And here's round 36. Yep, I'm very dead. And the problem with this round is if I use Brickle ability for the first wave, which will defend, it is not going to last long enough to deal with... deals with the second wave too, actually. But then I'm completely dead against the third wave, right? It's actually kind of close though. One idea I have is we can add an Alchemist. I definitely want to Alch buff this boat later. The only issue is I can't afford the Alch buff right now. But an Alchemist will add just a little bit of damage to our setup. And I don't need that much extra juice, I guess, to get through this first wave. Alright, what if I add 3 glue gunners in here? Just bigger globs in all of them. These were the lanes that I was struggling to the most as well. Oh my gosh, wait. No, that is so close though. I think that can work. Please defend. Yes? Okay, first wave's defended. Right, second wave, we want to wait and then use Brickle ability. Actually, do I need Brickle ability? I don't. Okay. That should make the third wave easy. Because now against the third wave, we can just use Brickle ability. And that will indeed solo. At least I hope. Yep. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have commented this at this point. Ryan, there's absolutely zero chance you're going to get 2 million pops in tar pits. Beating chimps alone some on this map is an insane challenge to begin with. Which is true. I don't think I'll beat 2 million pops, I'll be honest. But if I can't get 2 million pops, the goal of the video is still pretty simple, and that's to get as close to 2 million as I can, you know what I'm saying? So we'll still have something to aim for at the end of the day. Either way, there's a wave of camo balloons at the end of this round. I think I'll have to use Brickle ability. And that still wasn't enough, but it was close. The problem is Brickle ability barely comes back in time. Alright, try this again. I'm spamming it. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Just like that, I have afforded the Alch buff. And as for the Alch buff cross path, definitely want to get the middle path on this. The middle path is best if you have a fast attacking tower that you're buffing. And the bottom cross path is ideal if you have a slower attacking tower that you're buffing. Either way, I think this defense should handle for a bit. We'll probably just save for aircraft carrier next. Round 40 Moab, let's just use Brickle ability. This should defend. Yep. Actually, wait, let me see if we can defend that without the Brickle ability. I doubt it, but, you know, maybe it wasn't needed. Okay, it definitely was needed. Look at the difference Brickle makes there. Brickle is just such a goated hero for having both strategies. Now, I do understand that Brickle is going to steal pops throughout the entire game too. But the thing is, if I used a hero like Geraldo, which you typically see in these 2 megapops, there's just zero chance I'm going to have enough damage for the later rounds. I need Brickle's strong buffs to be able to carry me through these later stages. Round 42, by the way. Pretty sure I'm going to need to use actually, I might not need to use a Brickle ability. I think we're good with the sniper and boat, yeah. But not actually as difficult of a save up for this aircraft carrier than I initially thought it would be. Look at this, guys. It's going to be around 45 affording. There you go. And I'm hoping the rounds are easy now. Aircraft carrier in itself is a pretty strong upgrade. The one thing I do need to think about, though, with my setup, is where do I want my village? Because obviously I need 2 jungle drums buff this guy, and I don't think I really left myself room for a village, unfortunately, with my placements. Yeah, that kind of sucks. So what I'll have to do is probably get an ice platform somewhere around here, like an Arctic wind, and then a village on the water. But before I spend thousands of dollars on that, let's see if we can save for a carrier flagship beforehand, because that would most likely be the optimal order to do things. Round 49 could be a difficult one. Lots of balloons this round. I'll be ready to use naval tactics if it comes down to it. I'm looking good though. Honestly, these 3 glue gunners, you wouldn't think much of them, but they do add a lot of consistency to your defense. Just being able to slow down a couple of the balloons that are coming out helps out a ton. And here's round 50. Moab gets defended. Second Moab. Shouldn't be a problem either. I'm already halfway on save up for the carry flagship. It's really nice to just be able to relax through these mid-game rounds when we had such a difficult early game. But the relaxing may end here. Round 52 is a toughie. And I definitely need a brick wall ability there. Okay. This is where things get difficult because since I'm using brick wall ability, that means I'm not going to have it for round 53, which could get me. Let's see. Actually, is this round just camo balloons? Also, probably keep sniper on first target at this point. And I'm only 8k away now. Let's go. I think we'll need to use another brick wall ability round 54. We'll use it right now. Okay. Hopefully that defends these Moabs. How do I die against a mob when I have Brickle active? Okay, let's try using Brickle level 7 ability as well. Nobody really knows what this ability does, but I don't know. Sometimes it makes a difference, I guess. And I'm still dead. I honestly think this ability is just cosmetic. Whenever I use it, it makes 0 difference. Okay, what about last targeting? Yes, that made the difference. There you go. Only 2k away now, guys. Let's check on the pop stolen, by the way. 700 in the dart. 1,600. These mermonkeys have about 5k stolen. Alchemist in the darts another 1,000. That's 6,000 stolen. 4,000 the sniper is kind of crazy. That puts me at 10,000, and then everything in the middle adds up to another 6k. So we're at about 16k stolen out of the 42k we can allow. It's always a good thing to keep in mind. Ooh, round 57. This is going to be a difficult one. I think I need to defend those initial 2 mobs without the Brickle ability. Try last targeting. That's going to be really hard, actually. What if we go strong targeting? Wait. Defend? There we go. Okay. And we can use Brickle ability for these next 2. Please. There we go. The next 2 boats were defended. Or next 2 mobs were defended. Only $400 now. Come on. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. Yes. Carrier flagship has been purchased on round 58, which is kind of crazy that I was able to get the 5th tier this early on the hardest chimps map in the game, besides custom maps, obviously. But like hardest Ninja Kiwi made chimps map. Alright, what do we save up for next? That's the real question. Also, round 59, we'll just use Brickle ability to pop these camo leads. That's the nice part about Brickle ability, it allows the boat to pop all damage types. I think the next save up though is going to be that Jungle Drums village I was talking about. So to get that up, I do need an Arctic wind. I guess we'll just have in this location, and the village will go right about here. I feel like that's not a terrible play. Let's get Jungle Drums on you. Round 63. Even with carry flagship, round 63 is probably not going to be free. We did defend the first wave. If I can defend the first 2 waves normally, then we can use Brickle ability for the 3rd. Here's the second wave. Oh, we die. Come on. First? Yes? There we go, wave 2 is defended. Wave 3 should be really easy with Brickle ability. Oh, I needed to use it early actually because I was about to die to leads. But we're still good. Now, do I want to upgrade this village anymore? I'm going to say yes, because one of the main things I want in this run is going to be a glue storm. The glue storm pairs extremely well with the carry flagship since this guy has a lot of projectiles, low damage, and cannot pop lead. Which the glue storm is going to help in every single way there. Now, since I'm going to plan on getting a glue storm, I'm actually going to upgrade this village all the way to primary mentoring first with a discount crosspath. That way our glue storm has free upgrades. By the way, if I get it here, does the glue steal the Elk buff? It does. That's actually kind of annoying. So in that case, I think I'll get my glue storm on this other carrier platform. By the way, we want the bottom crosspath on this glue storm. The increased uptime is going to be more important than the extra +1 damage in my opinion. I'm feeling pretty good with this, I've got to say. I still don't think we're gonna get 2 million pops, but I feel like we can get pretty close. Like 1.8 is probably achievable. I did do some research online, by the way, before I started this run, and 2 million pops has not been done on this map by anyone before, without using bugs. There was one completion of 2 million pops that used a carry flagship bug, where the boat could just spawn infinite planes. I've actually covered that bug in a video a long time ago, but obviously that bug is super OP, and it shouldn't really count for a actual run, in my opinion. Ooh, one thing I might want to consider doing at this point is upgrading my subs. I should have done this a while ago, because I can make these into submergent supports where they would no longer steal pops. So how about we do this? I'm gonna go back in time, all the way to round 64, and starting on this round, I'll have both of these as submergent support subs. Now I know I just spent like 2k doing that, but spending 2k to reduce the amount of pops that I'll be losing is pretty important. And I've pretty quickly made it back to round 75 here. Let's use a glue strike right now, and I probably will have to use a brick ability too, so pair them up. That should be able to clear out most of these BFBs though. Yeah, we're good. Round 76, actually maybe should have saved an ability for this round. No, well, I think we actually get the glue strike back. I died last time with, yeah, we're good against that too. I do need to think about what to save up for after Glue Storm, because we're gonna have a lot more money to spend. And the main upgrade that's coming to mind is that Coat of Arms village I was talking about beforehand. You might be wondering, Ryan, where's the overclock? Overclock is like always something you want in these 2 megapop challenges. That's true, but the reason why we're not doing it here is the overclock is not actually good on the carry flagship. The only thing it buffs is the attack coming from the boat itself. It does not buff the planes, and the planes are where the majority of the damage comes from. So I don't think we'll unfortunately be using overclock today. Either way, Glue Storm has been purchased, and I do need to think about my Coat of Arms location. You're probably thinking, Ryan, you want the boat under it, right, for the MIB, which is normally the case, but in this situation, I actually don't want the MIB on my boat, and that's because we'll be utilizing ice monkeys in some of these later rounds to stall the round out by freezing some of the ceramics. And if I had MIB on the boat, that means the boat would just end my stall every time. So that's also the reason why I did not want to get the middle crosspath on my carry flagship, because if I had hot shots, for example, that would hurt my ice stall that I'll be utilizing later too. One other thing I could buy to help me out is a plutonium reactor, which would reduce the naval tactics cooldown by 15%. And that's something I'm definitely considering getting later. The reason I don't have it right now, though, is because the reactor would steal a lot of pops. All right, another glue storm here. Round 84. We're still struggling even with glue storm active. Yeah, these rounds are gonna get difficult. I need naval tactics, please. Almost got it off cooldown. Please. Yes, Brickle ability? Don't die there. We're surviving. Oh my gosh, multiple attempts later. I finally beat 84 without the snowstorm. Alright, Coat of Arms in round 86. And here's round 87. I think I'm gonna pair all 3 abilities together. Let's go this, and this. Alright, does this defend? 3 abilities at once. It's looking like it as long as they last long enough, which they didn't, huh? Even with Coat of Arms, round 87 is difficult. Alright, what if I target my boat a little bit here? We use all abilities again, but boat on like last targeting for a bit, and then back to first. Let's see if this defends. Final ZOMG? Oh yeah, that worked. Now the only issue is since I used all my abilities in round 87, now 88's a problem. Man, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is so difficult.
One eternity later.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I have to rethink my defense. The Coat of Arms isn't helping as much as I assumed it would. So if I'm not gonna get the Coat of Arms, what should I get instead? I think the main option I have is just a bunch of slows. So maybe we get like 2 relentless glues, one towards the left and one towards the right. And you know how I was talking about the problem with the glue stealing the Alk buff earlier? I actually placed the glue on the top right-hand corner of the platform. And with that placement, the Alk buff is still throwing on the carrier, which is good. But now I do have double relentless glue, which is huge. And I think after that, probably save for like an absolute 0 or something. Let's first of all see how we do in round 87 with the relentless glues opposed to Coat of Arms. Abilities. We're looking pretty good, I've got to say. That last ZOMG is probably going to give me an issue, though. Yeah, I think we can still beat this round. Please defend, please defend. Yes? Yes? There we go, and look at this. I got the ice to stall a little bit, too. That's pretty much the idea with the ice. We need to catch a couple ceramics towards the end of rounds to help get abilities back for the next round. If we can do that on a consistent basis, it's going to help me out a ton. Brickle ability? And do I need to use Glue Storm here? I don't think so. Yeah, brick ability is enough. All right. Now, as for the absolute zero that I was talking about, do I want it just in the center of the map? That's what I'm thinking currently. How much does it cost? 30k in total, maybe? So I can't afford it yet, unfortunately. Oh, round 89 is going to be a big challenge round. Not having naval tactics at the start of this round is going to be a problem. I could try using a snowstorm that I got. It's going to buy me a little bit of... Nope. And at this point, I realized I was not going to be able to save up for the absolute zero with my current setup, because round 89 fortified mobs were just too much of a difficulty. So what I ended up doing was utilizing the time machine mod once again, with going back in time all the way to 81, and instead of spending a bunch of money on 2 relentless glues, I just saved straight for the absolute zero, which I actually was able to save up for on round 84, placed smack dab in the middle of the map. Then without absolute zero on the field, these late 80 rounds were not as difficult as they were beforehand. The ability and the passive slow are pretty helpful. And this setup was even strong enough to deal with some of the early 90 rounds as well, just with utilizing some really good ability timings, which took me a very long time to optimize, hence the reason why I'm post-commentating this. At least until round 94, which is where we resume the live commentary once again. Alright guys, I finally made it back to round 94 with the absolute zero setup. It took me forever to get back to this point, and I honestly don't think the setup's much stronger at all. We do have 2 mob glues instead of relentless glues this time as well. We'll see how it ends up playing out. I think I'm still going to struggle against this round, yeah. This map is just so difficult. How many pops do I have currently, by the way? We're nearing the 1,000,000 mark, which is decent, but I think this round I probably have to use a Mega Mine, which is going to lose me so many pops, bro. So let's do it. Mega Mine now. And then we'll absolute zero after it. Alright, I think we're surviving this time. But then I'm going to die right here. I don't have any slows. Come on, don't die yet. Brick ability? Yes. Are we good? I think. Great. I bought a balloon sabo for round 95. And we survived. Okay. Round 95 is not going to be fun. I also have the range crosspath on my absolute zero, which might seem weird. Normally you want the top crosspath, but the range increases its slowing aura area. And I kind of need that for this map, as the absolute zero doesn't really slow that much area without the range bot. So, I felt like it was necessary. Glue Storm. I'm going to try to wait a second before I Sabo, now. And then I'm going to wait before I use the Naval Tactics till now. I can probably buy another Snowstorm mid-round, yep. Alright, how am I doing? How am I doing? We're handling, but Naval Tactics only lasts so long. And the Sabo only lasts so long as well. We were close, though. I think there's only like 3 DTs remaining there at the end. Alright, multiple attempts later. I think we got it this time. Hopefully. Snowstorm. Don't die to that. Don't die, don't die. I have an absolute zero ability available. We use it. And thankfully, we also stole some ceramics too. How many pops on the boat now? Over 1,000,000, but 128,000 on Brickle. But here's round 96. I think we're going to go with a Glue Storm. And then I'm going to use Brickle ability soon here as well. Now. And that should shred nicely while they're both active. ZMGs are coming out. I'm ready with absolute zero. Now, don't die to the top lane. Ready with another snowstorm. Now. Come on, Glue Storm, come back. Dang it, dude. We almost got that Glue Storm back. Mine now, maybe? We'll try using a mine this time. We can snowstorm on the downtime. Just keep snowstorming. Glue Storm now. Okay. Good. Let's go with Naval Tactics. Come on. I popped every ZMG at once. We are kind of shredding, though. What the heck? Oh my goodness, boat. Now, I'm not sure if I can take that, because I don't think we're going to stall the round, unfortunately. Yeah, so even though we beat 96, now I'm going into 97 with nothing available, which is dangerous. Also, we've got 13k on hand. I'm not sure what I want to add, but I definitely should add something. I'll definitely need to find a way to beat 97 with stalling this round, too. Alright, come on. First targeting. Defend that, yep. And then we're gonna Mega Mine the BFBs. Now. Okay. Stall. I think I got it this time. We have 3 snowstorms to use. 1 ceramic. Every time it's 1 ceramic. It's always 1 ceramic, guys. Oh, Ninja Kiwi. I'm gonna have you defend 99% of the round, and then I will have 1 ceramic ruin your day. Thanks, guys. Come on, only a couple mobs remaining. Yes. There we go. Perfect. And I got a stall in the round. Dude, 97 took me literally like 45 minutes to get this round perfect. And I had to use a Mega Mine for it, unfortunately. Round 98. Couldn't have really better prepared myself for this round. We're gonna go Glue Storm off the start. I'm gonna go Absolute Zero. Let's go Naval Tactics now with a Mega Mine. Maybe I should have saved Absolute Zero for after I activated Mega Mine. That probably would have been smart. Let's go Sabo now. See, that's the part that's hard, surviving after the Mega Mine. Okay. And this is where I lost my mind once again. No matter how many times I retried round 98, I simply could not even get close to beating this round, even with using Mega Mines and losing out on a ton of pops through that. So after spending an hour of failing on round 98, here's what I ended up deciding to do. I went back to round 97, and instead of spending money on more snowstorms and relentless glue, I spent money on an aircraft carrier alongside of my carrier flagship. Now I know what you guys are thinking, Ryan, that's gonna steal an absurd amount of pops, which is true, it is. But at the end of the day, I simply just need the extra defense. Tar Pits is such a difficult map that the carrier flagship cannot keep up. And on top of that, adding this aircraft carrier is also really important because I needed a little bit of additional round 100 defense as well. So that's gonna help me out there too. But you can see here, even with that addition, round 98 wasn't necessarily easy, and I had to use some really good ability timings. With this round still taking me many attempts, but now we are back to the live commentary. Come on, defend. Snowstorm. Snowstorm again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Easy. Don't die to that, don't die to that, don't die to that, don't die to that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we beat round 98, guys. We beat round 98. Let's go. And according to my math calculations, with round 99's income, I will be able to afford another aircraft carrier for round 100, which I'm pretty sure I'll need for BAD damage. Alright, Glue Storm now. Snowstorm number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, I think that defends the DTs. And can I afford this aircraft carrier? Yes, we can. Perfect. Is there anything else I want to do for round 100? Just add attack. That's probably the only thing I can do to add damage. And also unsubmerge these subs. The BD got glued as well because the Glue Storm carried over through the rounds. Let's use Naval Tactics. Maybe I should have waited to use Naval Tactics. I'm not sure if that was smart. And I'll use a mine for the insides. Now. That was bad timing. That was bad timing. My mine timing was bad. I think I'm dead against these ZOMGs then. Come on. Ah! No, we did it. We did it. Okay. We beat Chimps. Well, we didn't do the 2 megapops. When I say we did it, you know what I mean. We got, what, 1.45 million? Honestly, for how difficult this map was, I think that was a pretty good showing. And from all the Tar Pits runs I saw from other people, I have not seen one where someone got over 1 million pops on a tower. So I'll take it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think there's any upgrades that could complete 2 megapops on this map. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm Mike out. Peace. Have a good one, guys.